You were born in dust. Not in a fancy villa, but in a stone shack in the hills of western Sicily. The year is 1900. The air smells of lemons and donkey shit. Your father is a sulfur miner. His back is bent like a question mark, his lungs filled with yellow dust. He works 18 hours a day for a piece of bread and a slap in the face. You look at him and you decide, never. You will never be a beast of burden. You see the men in town who don't work. The men with the mustaches, the clean shirts, the Lupra shotguns slung over their shoulders. They walk tall. People kiss their hands. They are the men of honor. You want that respect. You want that fear. You are 12 years old when you steal your first chicken. It's not about the food, it's about the thrill. You are 16 when you use a knife for the first time. A dispute over a girl, a spilled drink, it doesn't matter. You feel the blade sink in, and you realize something terrifying, you like it. You don't feel guilt. You feel power. But Sicily is too small for your hunger. The police of Mussolini are cracking down, hanging men like you from the lampposts. You need to leave. You pack a cardboard suitcase and get on a ship. The steerage class. You sleep stacked like firewood with 1,000 other desperate souls. The smell of vomit and unwashed bodies is suffocating. You spend 3 weeks in the dark, rocking on the Atlantic, dreaming of gold. You arrive in New York. Ellis Island. They check your eyes for trachoma, they change your name because they can't pronounce it. You step onto the streets of Lower East Side. You were promised streets paved with gold. Instead, you find mud, horse manure, and tenements so crowded you sleep in shifts. You work at the docks, lifting crates until your hands bleed. This is not the American dream. This is the same slavery you left behind, just colder. But then you see them. The Americans call them the Black Hand. You call them friends. You do a favor. You break a shopkeeper's window because he didn't pay protection. You beat a union striker with a lead pipe. You don't ask questions. You just do it. January 16th, 1920. The government bans alcohol. Prohibition. Overnight, the world goes crazy. This is your ticket. You are no longer a thug, you are a businessman. You drive a truck filled with Canadian whiskey across the border at Niagara. It's pitch black. The headlights are off. You are driving fast on icy roads. If the police stop you, you bribe them. If hijackers stop you, you shoot them. A Thompson submachine gun rattles in your hands, the smell of cordite mixing with the smell of fear. You make more money in one night than your father made in his entire life. You buy a suit. Double-breasted, pinstripe, silk lining. You buy a fedora. You send money home to your mother. She thinks you work in olive oil. You do, in a way. The olive oil business is a great front for heroin. But money is not enough. You need to belong. The ceremony. You stand in a basement in Brooklyn. The air is thick with cigar smoke. There is a gun and a knife on the table. You prick your trigger finger with a needle. You smear the blood on a picture of a saint. You light the paper on fire and hold it in your burning hand. You repeat the oath. If I betray the secrets of our Cosa Nostra, may my soul burn like this saint. Omertà. The code of silence. You are now a made man. You think you are untouchable. You are wrong. You are just a soldier. A pawn on a chessboard played by old men with greedy eyes. 1931. The Castellammarese War. The streets of New York run red. Joe Masuria against Salvatore Maranzano. You don't know why they are fighting. Greed? Ego? It doesn't matter. Your capo tells you to hit a target, you hit a target. You sit in a diner for 6 hours, drinking cold coffee, watching the door. The target walks in. You stand up. 2 shots to the head, 1 to the chest. Public execution. You walk out, drop the gun in the sewer. Nobody saw anything. Nobody speaks. This is the life. But you stopped sleeping. Every car that slows down near your house makes you reach for your gun. Every phone call makes your heart stop. You trust no one. Your best friend, the man who stood as godfather to your son, he is the one who will kill you if the boss says so. It's strictly business. Maranzano is killed. Lucky Luciano creates the commission. Peace. Or so they say. Now it's corporate. You are running numbers rackets, loan sharking, unions. You walk into a construction site and tell the foreman to shut it down unless he pays. He pays. You own the police. Judges have dinner at your house. You feel like a king. But look at your hands. They are shaking. You drink a bottle of scotch a day to numb the nerves. You have a wife, a mistress, 3 kids. You love them, but you can never tell them the truth. You are a ghost in your own home. You bring home cash, stacks of dirty bills wrapped in rubber bands, smelling of mold and blood. You bury it in the backyard in metal jars because you can't put it in the bank. Then the wind changes. Prohibition ends. The easy money is gone. The feds are getting smarter. Thomas Dewey. Hoover. They are not taking bribes, they are taking mugshots. Al Capone goes down for taxes. Taxes. The irony makes you laugh, but it's a nervous laugh. The family pivots. Heroin. The white powder. The old dons said no dealing drugs, but the money is too good. You become a trafficker. You see what the junk does to people in the neighborhoods. You don't care. You are selling death in small paper bags. But the sentences get longer. 20 years. Life. The rats start talking. Joe Valachi spills the secrets. The code of silence is broken. You are 50 years old now. You look 80. Your liver is shot from the whiskey. Your lungs are black from the cigars. You sit in a social club in Little Italy, playing cards. The paint is peeling on the walls. The glory days are over. You look around the table. Tony is gone, shot in a barber chair. Vinny is doing life in Sing Sing. Sal was strangled in a car trunk. You are the last one left. Why? Because you were smart? No. Because you were lucky. Or maybe because you were not important enough to kill. You walk out into the cold New York night. The street lights flicker. A black car pulls up slowly alongside you. The window rolls down. You recognize the driver. It's the kid you trained. The kid you treated like a son. He smiles at you. It's a sad smile. You know what this is. You don't run. You don't scream. You just straighten your tie. You were born in dust, and you will die on the pavement. No expensive suit can change that. You were never a boss. You were never a king. You were just muscle. You were just a number in a ledger. You were cannon fodder for the family. And the family always collects its debts.